Howdy everybody, and welcome back to BTD6. In this episode, we're actually going to be doing a 2-tower chimps. We're going to be doing not only a 2-tower chimps, but a 2TC. Wait, sorry, no, 2TCs are... Oh no, I ruined it all. We're doing it 2 Megapops at the same time. Now, you may be wondering, why did I choose Azili? Honestly, I have no reason. This is actually a hero-less 2TC. Anyway, Desperado set him to strong. This is basically going to be a nice explanation as well if you're struggling to get either of these achievements. I ended up finding this one on my own. It's not the most unique. I like it though, because I've never seen somebody do this one. I'm sure it's been found before, just knowing what it is, but I've never seen somebody do this. And I think it's kind of cool that I figured out my own thing, you know? So you want to place him in the very bottom right, very bottom left-hand corner there. If you set him to first here, they don't have to loop all the way around, but that's okay. And then you're going to have an Alchemist. Wow. An Alchemist 2TC? Crazy. Yeah, but actually though, it's pretty good. So I keep Desperado set to strong. And then with an Alchemist kind of does a little bit of cleanup, because Desperado will slow everything down. And then Alchemist will clean everything up afterwards. So the only thing we have to do now, we figured out our towers, we just have to figure out upgrade order. Now the reason why you need an Alchemist is because you need a way to have lead popping power. I tried doing a glue gunner, to get rid of the leads. The lead immunity at least, and it worked until wave 95. Which was cool, but also kind of sucked, because that meant I went to wave 95. You know? Which is a little bit much, but that's okay. We don't need an Eagle Eye until we hit wave 24. If we are struggling, this should be a black border win by the way, but if we are struggling for some reason, we can just get crits, and then crits will carry us to the next upgrade, I would say. But my goal is to reach Enforcer first, and then Eagle Eye, and then from there, go crits and Alchemist, right? And I want to say that's possible, especially if you set him to strong on Desperado. Overall, there should be little to no micro, unless you count literally changing targeting a couple times as micro, but some people do, I guess. But as far as I'm aware, I think this might be like the easiest 2-tower chimps, and 2 Megapops, for that matter. I think it's super easy. You'll see our Alchemists get a good few pops in the early game, but by the mid to late game, they stop getting pops altogether. You'll see. They might have more pops than I usually get when I trial ran this, when I was doing some theory crafting. They might get a few more pops than then, because I'm just going to let them hit whatever they want. I was trying to get as few pops as possible originally, but like, I think I'm fine with just, you know, winning. Anyway, you can afford the upgrade. I don't think you have to get it mid-round, but we did. Personally, I would just buy Bullseye here. Well, I said it. We can afford everything before leads, right? That we care about. And when I did my testing, you can get all the way through, you can get very far without ever needing to get Alchemist buff past Acidic Mixture Dip. And you just need AMD because of wave 59. 59 has camo leads, and of course any camo lead after that. But if you didn't need AMD for that, man, if he could just pop leads, he would be the strongest tower in the game, I think. Like, for his price. His price to power ratio is outrageously high. I think it is, at least. We don't really need AMD, but I'm gonna go for it. Just to, it helps. It'll help with the Moab, and it lets him get more pops, you know? So the reason why you want to set the Alchemist outside, or specifically you want him at the minimum range, is because once you get the next Alch buff, Berserker Brew, you'll notice, but, he gets a small range increase. And if you position it poorly, I think you still win. but it's a little harder. But basically the range increase will affect the Wanderer ability, which increases attack speed the fewer towers nearby you have. And there are two different symbols. This one, the little cowboy hat one, means specifically for the pistol fire rate. And then the sheriff badge is actually your main gun. Your upgraded gun. Okay. So we actually get a 45% attack speed boost on our main gun, and a 30% attack speed boost on our pistol. If you put them too close, actually I know you do, you can drop that down to 30% on the shotgun, and it makes a difference. I don't know if it's run-ending difference levels, but it does make a difference at least. You can set him to first at this point if you want as well, I'm pretty sure. The reason why you set him to strong or last or anything is specifically for this map shape. It's more efficient to go last typically due to your cone shape of firing. You don't get nearly as much of interaction if they're over on this side. It's still good though. And yeah, as you can see, you even afford Avenger by the time the map comes around, it looks like. Oh, definitely. We're only 1,500 off, and it's not even... We can set him to strong if we want. Again, like, I don't think any of these things really matter much. And I think the only reason why this is looking even close with any of these is because I didn't get crits. But there's Avenger, and then we'll get crits, sure. And then we'll check the Berserker Brew buff. I am worried I might have placed him a little bit too close. We'll see. Not for Berserker Brew, but you do actually need to have, I know you at the very least do need Permabrew, so he might be too close for Permabrew's sake. We'll see. We'll get Permabrew or Stronger Stim next and we'll see. We're going to turn on Auto Start now as well, because it's about to get mostly solved. Nope. Look at that. We're fine. Look at that. And then Stronger Stim, or Permabrew isn't any bigger or stronger. It's just permanent. Which, that little bit of uptime difference actually does matter. We don't actually need faster throwing. The only reason why we'll want faster throwing or a stronger acid is if we actually want our alchemist to do damage going forward. But not typically. So this is part of what makes Desperado crazy to me. Dude, his pistol, first of all, his pistol on any path does a lot of damage. I'm pretty sure it does 100 on the top path, and 50 on the bottom path, and then middle path also does 100 or something. His pistol's just really strong. One-shotting ceramics and super ceramics and stuff is a huge deal. I think it is, at least. Reinforced ceramics, at least. Yeah. So we're gonna go for the Desert Phantom first. If you couldn't have guessed. I think it was pretty straightforward, but just in case you weren't aware. Permabrew's a little more expensive, but we do afford both of these by way of 90 as well still. Which is also pretty neat, if you ask me. Okay, I think we do want faster throwing. Maybe that does make a difference. Because it gives you more uptime on AMD, and that's basically what we really want right now. Anyway, if you're enjoying this video, please do leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment if you have any feedback or anything. I kind of am hoping to eventually... I've been paying a lot of attention to how my channel's doing. First of all, thank everybody for watching. Oh my goodness, you guys are giving me a lot of support. But, the big thing that I'm hoping for right now is getting that subscriber count up and getting a little more viewer retention. I've noticed a lot of people, like on average, maybe 10 of the viewers are going to be seeing this little section right here where I'm saying thank you and all that jazz, which kind of sucks. I want you guys to be able to see all that I have to say. And I want you guys to be able to know that I appreciate you. I should probably say that at the start then, honestly. But viewer retention is the hardest part for me, though I do have to say, like, you guys are watching a crazy amount of my videos. I'm getting, I think, better view time than I ever have before. I might be getting fewer views than my highest view count videos have ever done, but like still, I'm getting a crazy amount of views and a crazy amount of hours viewed. Alrighty. We are about to be able to afford the Desert Phantom. Yeah, we get one more. There you go. And like, because we're on Resort, we have so long to react, you know? I guess we could get it mid-round. Against the BFB. If we wanted to. Did you guys hear me sitting down there? A little too fast to react, but... And this is what makes him so strong. So he doesn't have lead popping power, but he gets this weird explosion effect on his shotgun blast now, sometimes. And it does crazy pierce and crazy damage. Like, as you can see, he hasn't actually damaged almost anything. The Alchemist, that is. Since we got the shotgun. That's a really good example of how strong he is. He just pops he does all 3,000 damage just like that. 5,000 damage just like that. His big issue is leads. And as you can see, he can still pop leads, it just has to be... He has to not start with damaging leads. So it means if anything absorbs, if a lead comes first in line, and eventually it will, he can't pop it. It's weird, but it all works out. Pardon me for yawning a little bit. I'm, watching my little baby boy. And, he's sleepy. So that means I've been getting a little sleepy. You know, they say, you sleep when the baby sleeps, but I still wanted to record this video. Because I figured this out a few days ago. I don't think I've ever seen somebody do this combo, but I'm sure it's been done. I always think it's cool when you can do a 2TC that doesn't have any hero. The last thing we'll do after buying Permanent Brew, I bought Acid Pool on wave 100, but I don't think... Actually, you don't need it. But then on top of that, I set Desperado to last later on. And you'll see that he has a lot better Pierce when he's not having to shoot over here for things. And then when things loop back around up to here again, because things will get that far, they get popped by that extra Pierce that he has on that explosion. Let me know what you guys think of this one, though. I think this is one of the cooler runs I've done. I was originally going to upload this tomorrow, which for you guys would be the 23rd, but people requested me use Engineer, and I have a really fun run recorded, so I'm just going to put this up on the 24th. Not that this affects anybody, but it means it'll have been like 4 days since I found this strategy. Also, the strategy, I don't think requires any actual micro outside of buying upgrades. Maybe setting Desperado to strong, I don't know. But you could probably set up a macro pretty easily to farm Chimps off of this, right? I don't know why you would need to. But farming Chimps would be, I guess it could help with collection events. I think it's only 6 eggs, though, or 6 collection pieces, right? It's not actually that many on a beginner map. Probably not the fastest either, because you do have to go through wave 78. Although any hard map would have to. Just another day of me not respecting wave 78, by the way. See, like, look at how much damage he does. And then the Alchemist buff gives you just enough attack speed that it lets you... Specifically with Permabrew, it's what lets you clear 95. You add the little bit of uptime bonus, like, you'll see how active the buff is. It's up like 95% of the time, right? But you need like 100% uptime to work for 95. When I tried it, don't actually remember at this point. Or maybe it's 98. One of those two levels. One of those two rounds. I wonder if you could do a Zeely for this instead, because a Zeely would take care of all the leads, right? She can pop lead balloons, I think. Or Galaxyly, if you will. Sorry, I wanted to get... I had the Dart Monkey chosen, but I didn't want to accidentally place one, so... He just gets thousands of pops every single time he shoots, huh? I am curious. I don't remember how fast he takes out the ZOMG. Like, even his normal pistol does crazy damage. Watch this. Like, look at that. The only downside of this being a map on Resort is you do have to wait for them to approach you, you know? This would be surprisingly quite a bit faster if you had, like, reverse mode on, you know? Because I guess well, no, because you'd have to let them loop all the way around. The small loop would be the last one. We almost have enough for permanent brew. We actually get it this wave, by the way. This wave is worth a stupid amount of money. Alright. With that, like, that's basically it. I mean, as you can see, the Alchemist only has 1,400 pops. He'll get a couple thousand more. He has 1,400 for clarity, I guess. But he'll get a couple more throughout all this, but he won't get very many more at all. Especially if you, like, set him to last or something, I bet. Yeah, like, he just pops everything. Okay. The Alchemist might get a few pops that way, but you do way better popping power on last. You really do. Anyway. How dare I give Alchemist any pops, dude? 85 is 2 ZOMGs, 87 is 4. I find it kind of odd that that these waves kind of reverse. Once you hit 90, all the really heavy waves are on evens, right? I guess 80 to 90 doesn't have as much structure. The way that I view 90 is it goes DDT heavy, DDT heavy, right? 92, 93, 94, 95. And then 6, 7, 8, I guess, are just heavy. Okay, whatever. You know, it feels like it has a bit of a pattern there. Whatever. Like, look at this guy. He shreds all of them. And, like, this is before free play has scaled up completely, I guess, but it doesn't take... Like, he still does good into further free play scaling. I don't know how far he gets post 100, but I know he beats 100. And we still have money left over. We're gonna have another 50k on top of this, right? So we'll probably have 78k, something like that. Right, because actually, yeah, pretty much, because you get 178k total. 58 plus 47, so it'll be like 73k when we're done. There you go. He's got to get those chain blasts stacked, like do really good popping power. I don't totally know what determines him getting those chain blasts, but he gets enough of them, so it's fine. Does he have permanent uptime up on AMD? Because AMD doesn't actually have permanent uptime, you know? Like, it's not affected by permabrew. Maybe that's why permabrew works for it, because AMD might last longer. I don't know. I got no clue, dude. But it's not wearing off. And this is one of the waves you can set him to last, and you'll notice he does a lot better popping when set to last. Like, he just catches everything that tries to get through in the crossfire anyway. Except for this wave, I think you want to be on first. Yeah, because you want to be picking off these leads at those really weird timings. There you go. And then I think from here, he does fine. Yeah, he can't get overwhelmed because he just has enough Pierce. I guess that's really what you're looking for in a 2 Megapop challenge and a 2 Tower Chimps, right? Is something that actually has good Pierce. Then if things ever look scary, just set him to first, and he'll pick up on whatever he was letting slide. That's like 5 ZOMGs, and he just, like, destroys them. I don't know. This tower feels maybe too strong, in my opinion. I would say. I don't know. For his price. I mean, he's not even... He's a fraction of the price of, like, Legend of the Night. Not Legend of the Night. Whichever one the tier 4 is, right? Because tier 4 is 60k alone. Let's set him to first. Last. First. I don't think you really need a micro like this, but it makes it a little more consistent. Then wave 99 should be super easy. Yeah, the knockback on him seems to be based on the speed of the balloon. So like DDTs get knocked back really far. Now when I did this last time, my Alchemist did end with 4k pops, so we are a little behind on Alchemist pops, which is interesting. It doesn't matter. What's going to happen is even if he gets over to here, the balloons just don't progress once he pops the bad. Also, we're like 4,000 away, 3,000. I think he pops it right at the end. Or it might get away now because, yeah, that's fine. And we let the suspense build. He had almost 99% of the pops. He didn't quite have 99, I guess. Right. I don't think he did, no. He was like 4k shy. Or not even, what am I talking about? 400, 600 shy. There you go. And that is a 2 TC with 73,000 left over and a 2 Megapop. All in one. Like... Is that not just... He still had 2.04. I am a little curious, but like... How is that not, like, busted, I guess, right? But for reference, Dark Knight, 66k, 67, let's say 70, 73k. I don't know if Dark Knight actually beats all that. He might, because he can teleport around, actually. But that requires micro. And this guy beats wave 100 plus without micro. Oh, look at the ZOMG just dance, dude. Anyway, I'm going to call it there. I'm just going to end it once I beat this wave. I'm not going to keep going in free play. But they actually up the amount of money you get a lot. So this would probably be one of the maps to try pushing. Or that would probably be a build to try to push really far, I think. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like. I will see you guys next time. Bye.